Hey everybody. So I made this is the first time I've been able to make 2 videos in one day. Yay! So I made a video this morning right after I ate my breakfast. So I'm going to tell you what happened today and just give all the glory to God. So the health food store owner in Pahrump told me about a biological dentist in Las Vegas. I went to see that biological dentist, and then he told me about a chiropractor. So I called that chiropractor yesterday after I left the dentist and got an appointment for today. I went into that chiropractor's office, and he is absolutely amazing. This guy is unbelievable. I'll have to post his info in the comments. So I went into his office. Basically what he told me was that I have one leg shorter than the other and that it's messing up my whole body. And then it's very simple. I need an orthotic lift in one of my shoes, and he sells them, and they were not that expensive. And, he tested me and he explained to me that the reason that my neck hurts on the right side and my hip hurts on the right side and my knee hurts on the right side is that my whole body is trying to compensate for the fact that my right leg is shorter than my left leg, basically. And so he puts these lifts in my shoes and he has me walking back and forth. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm Jenny on Little House on the Prairie. And he looks at me and his receptionist is like, I remember that episode. It was, I don't know if I'm a Little House on the Prairie fan. So there's this little girl named Jenny, and she has one leg shorter than the other, and she can't run and play with Laura, and Laura's really sad about it. So Pa, being Pa, he measures and he makes Jenny a lift for her shoe out of wood and adds it to her shoe. And then she's running and playing with the other kids and happy and whatever. And I was so excited. I'm not even kidding you. So then that was just the beginning. Then he adjusted me, and it was like, I have never had a good adjustment that good in my life. I don't even know. He did some stuff and he explained to me. And then at one point, I don't even know. And then after I was done getting adjusted, he laid me down on this table and he put me on these massager things. And I felt fantastic. And he was like, all right, I'm telling you, I can already tell your kidneys are struggling and you need help with your kidneys. And he sent me to this store to get this herbal tonic that is going to help strengthen my kidneys. And he told me that I was doing great with my diet and my detoxing. And I told him my whole story, of course, because me, I'm blah, 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 blah. And so yeah, he's amazing. He's a Christian, and I don't know, we were just talking about God, and it was an amazing, literally life-changing experience. And with that lift in my shoe and the adjustment, my energy level went through the roof. I was able to carry my stuff into the hotel tonight without a problem. It was amazing. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to be like amazing for my job because I'm going to be able to walk further now. My goal was to be able to walk the whole route, and not have to drive my car at all. And so I think I'm going to be able to do it now. I really do. And, so also after I left there, I went to an eyeglass place and I already had the prescription. And so I ordered 2 pairs of glasses. And so I'm picking those up tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm also going back to Dr. Bell, the biological dentist in Las Vegas, who's fantastic. And I have 2 amalgams left in my mouth, and I'm getting them both removed tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I still had room on my Care credit card, which is amazing. So things are going, even though, the thing with the car didn't work out, or with the van didn't work out. I don't know why I said truck last night in my video. I owned a truck ever. So, but anyway, despite the fact that I slept in a parking lot last night of a truck stop and then a park, tonight I'm in a room, and I'm so grateful to be in this room. I'm grateful to be able to sleep in a bed, and I'm going to take a nice shower, and I'm going to wash some laundry by hand in the shower and then hang it up. And and this room is, it's a Residence Inn. I went to the wrong one. My friend Margaret, hi Margaret, thank you for your help, sent me to this one, and I went to the wrong one. So that's why that was a debacle. But I do the best I can. And so tomorrow, after I get those fillings out, my plan is to drive back to Death Valley, and I'll probably stay at Texas Springs, because that alone will be about a 2.5 hour drive, and then it's another hour and a half up to Mesquite where I am. So I'll probably stay at Texas Springs tomorrow night, and not try to do too awful much. But if you watch the video that I posted, the other 2 videos that I posted today, I think you can see the difference between what I'm like when chemicals are affecting me and what I'm like when chemicals are not affecting me. Now, they did their best in this room, but it's not perfect. There's a little bit of chemicals here. I can taste them in the air. I can smell them and I can taste them, but it's not overwhelming. It's not over the top. And because I decontaminated last night and I slept in a park where it was clear, and I spent the day basically, in the clear, I'm okay. I'm clear. And so a little side note, I hadn't planned to go down to the Vegas Strip because that's not really what I'm here for at all. But oh God, I don't know. I mean, I haven't driven in traffic like the traffic at 4:00 in Las Vegas since I lived in Phoenix, and the GPS is telling me, turn left. And I'm like, I look over, there's 6 lanes of traffic between me and the turn. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not making that turn, So I just did my best. And eventually I made it to the hotel, and I missed the Enterprise rental car. I couldn't get there in time because I ended up going around a whole loop. And then when I went around the whole loop, I went by Caesar's Palace and the MGM Grand and all that stuff, and the Trump Tower and all that. I saw it all from the highway, and which is fine with me. I just saw it at a distance, and I'm good with that. And so I have to say I'm really grateful, and I believe that I just every day I put it in God's hands, and I got a lot done on this trip. So I'm not going back to Death Valley feeling defeated. I'm going back there feeling like, okay, this is great. I mean, I got I'm getting most of the toxic stuff out of my mouth. I do still have 2 root canals up here, but he doesn't think that it's time to mess with those yet. So I'm going to take his advice. And I mean, this thing with the chiropractor, just amazing, right? So I'm just so grateful, because it really is true that if we stick close to him and perform his work well, he provided what we needed. And that quote is from, I only need 2 books in my life, and they're the Bible and the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. The 12-step way of life is what has changed my life. And there's a line in there that says, our way of living has its benefits for all. So you don't have to be an alcoholic to work the 12 steps to get rid of all the resentments in your heart and open up a channel between you and God. So anybody who wants that, anybody who has resentments, anybody who replays stuff over and over in their head, and who feels bitterness and anger and resentment in their heart and hasn't forgiven people, right? And, I used to say, well, I want to forgive them. I pray to forgive them, but I don't forgive them. Well, what the 12-step way of life has shown me is a practical way of putting that stuff on paper and looking at our part in it and taking responsibility for our part in it, instead of being a victim, but saying, hey, my choices had something to do with this, And so, I want to offer that to anybody who watches this, whether you're a mold avoider or not. It's obviously a hard thing for me to communicate with people right now, but I'm working on that too. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do it or when I'm going to be able to do it, but I would like to get that Starlink internet so that even when I'm out there, I'll be able to communicate with people. So I'm looking into it, and Yeah, as always, I would ask you to please pray. Please pray for me. Just pray that I would have knowledge of God's will and the power to carry it out. And I'm grateful for you. And I do pray for my YouTube viewers, And I don't know you all, but I am on Facebook, the same name, Michelle L. Randall. If you want to request me on Facebook, I would be happy to be anybody who is a subscriber of this page. I'd be happy to be your Facebook friend and, get to know you better. And yeah, so that is what God has done for me today. And thank you very much for watching. God bless.